have tight, stiff, achy legs, in this video I'm going to share with you a 15-minute fascia decompression routine just using a rolled up towel, or if you do have the block therapy block. So hello, my name is Catherine and I support people to free themselves from pain so that they can move pain-free every day. So let's get started. So what you need to do is just tightly rolled up a medium-sized towel, and we'll be using that for the class today. If you've got the block therapy block, you can use that too. So we always start in the belly position. Now you might think this is about the legs, why are we starting in the belly position? But we need to get that breath pumping, and we need to get that blood and oxygen into the body, and we need to open up the space in the body. So we'll be placing the rolled up towel where the belly button is. Don't worry too much about placement, if it's slightly above or below, just round about the belly button area, and you want to come down to a mat. Now if you can't come down to the floor, you can do this on a bed, or if you can't do it on a bed, or you prefer to do it on a chair, you can sit in a chair and add pressure with your hands and lean forward. So I'll show you with the block therapy block what we'll do, but you'll just place the towel on the ground, on the surface, and then you'll slowly come down to the surface, finding that belly button and relaxing onto the block or the towel. So you want to stay up on your elbows to start off with, and you want to focus on that inhalation. So you want to breathe in through the nose and feel that belly expand onto the block. And then you want to breathe out through the nose, feeling that belly going small. Imagine that belly button's touching the back of the spine. Now we don't want to have tension in the shoulders, we don't want to be causing any pain in the shoulders or the neck. So if you're able to and you want to, you can come all the way down. And we really want to be focusing on exhaling fully and complete. We don't want to force the breath, we want to get rid of the breath completely. So breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 6. And then hold before you take your next breath. And you want to stay in this belly position for a minimum of 3 minutes. You can stay longer. You will feel some pain in this area. This is due to inflammation, undigested food, or waste that hasn't been eliminated. You may also feel a pulse, which is the aorta. All these sensations are normal, and the one rule is your breath is your guide. We don't want to be holding our breath, and we don't want to be breathing in an erratic way. We want to be breathing slowly. We want to be breathing in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 6. We want that breath to be relaxed, and if you can't do that, you need to do it in a different way. So either by going on a bed if you're on the floor, or if you're on the bed, loosening the towel so it's not as tight. And then once you've done your 3 minutes, place your hands underneath your shoulder, and you want to exhale up and out of position. So the next position we're going to do is the hip flexor. So find your hip bone, and then underneath the hip bone, you're going to place the block or rolled up towel. So make sure that towel is tightly rolled up again. So if you just used it on the belly position, you want to tightly roll it up again. You can loosen it if it's too tight, but you want to start off as tight as possible. You can get an elastic band around it if that makes it easier for you to keep it tight. And you want to find that hip bone and just place it underneath. And then you want to place the towel or the block on the bed or the floor, and you want to slowly come down to it. So extending your leg out straight and putting your other leg out to the side for support. And then you can move the towel or the block to just below the hip. And you want your hips to be facing forward and looking down at the mat. Again, we don't want any strain in the neck or in the shoulders, so you can put some support cushions here to support the body. And then we want to be breathing again, in through the nose for a count of 4 and out through the nose for a count of 6. And start to search on this area. You can lift your leg so that you're on your toes, you can bend the leg. All these movements need to be slow. We don't want to rush through any of the spaces, because we want to find that pain, and we want to breathe into the pain, and we want to melt it away. And you want to stay in this position for a minimum of 3 minutes. And then once you've done, you can put your hands underneath your shoulders and exhale up and out of position. Now we want to make sure that we do the other side as well, exactly the same, using your other leg to support you for a minimum of 3 minutes. The next position we're going to do is the calf. So there's a couple of ways to get into this one, but the easiest way, which I'll show you, is just to find anywhere on the calf, and you can work the whole of the calf. You can even work the whole of the hamstrings as well, and going all the way down. So you can start anywhere in the calf, and you can sit up or you can lie back. And you want to be placing some pressure on it, so adding your other leg might help as well. You can push down on your foot, or just leaning forward might be enough. So you are in control of the pain that you experience, and the less pressure you put on it, the less pain you might feel. So be aware of the pain, but also make sure that you're breathing diaphragmatically. So breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, out through the nose for a count of 6. And with your rolled up towel, you would just place it exactly the same underneath the leg, and then you can add your other legs to add more pressure. And you will feel, I can feel pain with the towel as well. So towel is a great place to start. And then once you've done your 3 minutes, you can move over and place it on the other leg. And again, do your 3 minutes. Now this is a great one that you can do in bed, so passively blocking. So when you are reading or just relaxing in bed, you can place it anywhere underneath the calf and get relief. And that will take away that restless leg. So if you do get restless leg in bed at night, just get your rolled up towel or your block and place it underneath any part of your leg and start breathing diaphragmatically. This will help to relax the body as well, and it may help sleeping even easier for you. So there you have 3 different positions that you can do to get rid of that leg pain. So the belly position, the hip position and the calves. Now this will bring you relief from pain. So if you're struggling with your legs, this will bring relief, and you can do this as often as your breath allows you. But when we are looking at just the legs, we're not going to be able to solve the root of the problem. And that's where block therapy comes in, and it's a full body approach. And that's what I'll share in my next video. If we just focus on the legs, we're only going to try and help the legs to a certain degree. When we focus on the full body, this is where lasting relief will happen. And that's what I'll share more of in my next video. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you know when my next video comes up.